Looking for something fun to watch? The KJ Today Show has you covered. We're bringing Hollywood to Indianapolis and positive vibes to our community. It's pop culture, people to know, and pets. Watch it happen live Wednesdays at 7 on YouTube or catch up on demand. Hello and welcome to the KJ Today Show. We are so excited for you to be here with us. We have a show that is full of fun and actually a little bit of controversy tonight. Listen, producer Patches and producer Johna and myself, we're not getting along, guys. This Mercury and retrograde. I can't even say.
Retrograde.
Wow,
it's so gross.
You're picking up right where you left off from your live.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I went live on my personal Facebook page before this and I couldn't say any words.
She kept saying controversy.
Controversy. Some controversy tonight. We're going to have some controversy.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes from here. As you saw, we have got the amazing Martin Kove coming up later tonight talking about COBRA KAI, which season 5 is out. And then I am just so excited to welcome this man who I've been a fan of since I moved to Indianapolis as a baby DJ, Don Stuck, who is just absolutely incredible. You know his voice from the radio, and tonight Chicago Med premieres, and he's a part of the show. So we're going to learn all about how he has gone into the acting world.
I need to find out what Don puts in his hair. His hair is nice.
He always has better hair than I do.
Man,
always.
jealous.
For years and years I fought with this. Don has better hair. If this is your first time joining us, we are an interactive show. This is much your show as it is ours. So please remember to comment and interact. We would love for you to tell us some good news. That's part of the positive vibes of the show. Forget your worries, feel the positive vibes, have fun. And please don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Speaking of the positive vibes and YouTube, our positive vibes tonight are powered by Storms and Melodies. And our entire show is powered by PopCon. Thank you, PopCon. And you are making this a dream come true. Patches and Johna don't even know this, but I already have some good news to share tonight, guys. We're going to do some Tell Me Something Good later in the show, but I have a Tell Me Something Good right now.
Ooh.
For
Tell me something good.
Yeah. Oh, sing it, Patches. Yeah. Sing it.
I love my King Conga, man.
Because of you, the KJ Today Show hit over 400 subscribers.
Woo!
Yes, and 55,000 views. Thank you guys so much. We are on show number 21, and I can't even believe where we're at already.
21, is that it?
I think so. Check the roadmap. That's the right number, right?
That's 21.
I think I got that right.
It says 21.
All right. Normally we kick off the show with pop culture, with what's poppin' in pop culture with producer Johna.
Taking a load off of me, I'll tell you what.
We're going to give Johna a little break, do that later in the show. We've got Don Stuck in the green room, so I want to get him on with us and start talking about the premiere of Chicago Med and the crazy path that Don has taken to be on the show. But we had a little controversy last week with Don't Screw the Crew, which is our game that we play. We play some trivia. It's supposed to be fun. And if we get everything right, then, then one of our crew members wins a prize. Tonight's crew member is crew number 48, Kevin Mitchell, who will be playing for. And if you don't have a crew number yet, you're like, wait, I want you to play this game for me so I can win prizes. Just go to kjcrew.com and get signed up. Last week was the first time that we played this game.
And it ended so well. Hey, we won.
We won, right? We
Right.
won. So listener Michelle has a KJ Today Show Positive Vibes coffee mug on the way because you guys got the trivia right. I'm just asking the questions. It's Patch's and Johna's job to not screw the crew. So last week there was a question about the answer was the thyroid, and it was, what is the gland that's located near your windpipe, your throat, that is butterfly shaped? And I honestly was not trying to make this hard. I thought
It was hard.
it was fairly easy. But in the after show, What's Cooking with Patches and the Cats, which you can watch exclusively on my Facebook page. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, know that when the show ends at 8, head over to my Facebook page so you can see the shenanigans. This is what happened when we went live. I was attacked about the thyroid question.
Not gonna lie.
People like,
I don't know where your thyroid's located.
you don't?
No.
We've had like multiple friends have their thyroids removed or
I
have
don't know where
thyroid
they got
radiation.
removed from. I don't know where it's at in the human body.
Excuse me, we're not doctors.
Right?
I didn't go to medical school.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna lie, every time somebody says something about their thyroid, I thought it was like legitimately in their thigh. So like
I know.
Someday, Johna, you're going to be sitting there and the doctor's like, your thyroid's going bad. We're going to have to remove it. And you're like,
just start
not
rubbing
my
your
leg!
not my
Not my leg. Don't take my leg.
I mean,
Make note, people. The thyroid is not in the thigh.
apparently it's in this general area.
It's in your throat.
I
Yes.
mean, whatever.
Yes.
Anyway, girl.
Yes. Anyway.
So anyway, me and Patches don't know anatomy, and it's fun. My mom, I hope my mom doesn't watch this video. She's gonna be so disappointed in me. She also has thyroid problems.
Oh my God. Your mom has thyroid problems and you didn't know where it was.
Does your mom have a limp?
Does she have a limp?
No, but she is short.
Because, I mean, that would make sense. If you had a thyroid problem.
I'm dying. I can't. I'm dead.
Also, if my used to be neighbor Kim is watching, also don't tell my mom. If any of my mom's friends are watching this, don't tell her that I'm not that smart.
I'm
Okay?
totally gonna tell Donna.
Don't tell Donna.
Donna and I are Facebook friends.
Are you? Don't tell Donna.
Everybody tell Donna.
Don't tell
Johna
her.
thought the thyroid was in your thigh.
Guys, look, okay, I'm not a doctor, all right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't go to
Yeah.
medical school.
Oh.
I also didn't study
Oh my
anatomy.
God.
We did get we got mail, guys. Are you ready
Ooh,
for
I
this?
love
Yeah,
mail.
Ooh,
a response.
mail.
A response to this. Thank you. Johna, please keep the typewriter going. Dear KJ, I thought the thyroid question last week was easy, but I'm glad you asked it because it made the after show a riot. Thanks for making sure people know the thyroid is not in the thigh. Longtime listener who loves watching you now, Becky in Fishers. Thank you so much, Becky. Appreciate you. Again, don't screw the crew. Our new fun trivia game is coming up
Is it
later in the show, and we'll see how you guys do tonight. We'll see.
I mean, we're 1-0 right now, so like,
Honestly, I was super nervous about even like writing the questions this week because, oh my God, am I going to get attacked again?
I
said
have
they're
no
gonna
faith
at
in
me.
you, just for the record. I'm just saying, no faith whatsoever.
All right. Sign up to be a part of Don't Screw the Crew at kjcrew.com. That's KJKREW.com.
I'm so happy about
KJ
this.
Crew with a K.
Makes me
Thank
so
you.
happy.
Johna, did I get that right?
Yes, you did. It makes
All
me very
right.
happy.
All right, you guys. All right. Well, it's time to welcome our first guest to the show. I can't even believe it. As long as I've been here in Indianapolis, I've been a fan of this guy. I don't think that we've ever been on the same airwaves. I don't know if you can call this airwaves with it being
I don't think that you can.
YouTube,
I don't think you
whatever
can.
these waves are that we're on. Let's welcome the amazing, the legendary Don Stuck to the KJ Today Show.
Hello. Can you guys hear me now? Is it okay? Everything cool
Absolutely,
now?
brother.
My thing is, KJ and I have never, I don't believe, been on the air together at the same time. And I'd say today in the YouTube world and just the way it is now, this is on air. You know, it's on air now. It's what all the big radio stations want to have happen. All the companies want to tear the towers down, just put it online, which is going to be a long time. We'll be gone, or I will be anyway. You guys are younger. I'll be gone way before that happens. But I don't think you and I, KJ, have seen each other face to face since we were celebrity chefs at Benihana's, you know, and it was so, you know, we'd go there and they'd have the celebrities like me and KJ come in. And so this table has a bunch of benefactors and they're going to buy and spend money. And then, you know, like Brandon Stokely next to me, he's with the Colts, you know, from back in the day. Yeah. So these people get Brandon Stokely and they're like, oh, wow. And then your guy is Don Stuck from X103. And
wasn't it like, just the worst every year? The disappointment when I would walk up to their table.
You had the
over here. And
you had the Bob Sanders deal, as a matter of fact. You had Stokely, KJ had Bob Sanders.
Oh my gosh. You know what they ended up doing, Don, was Bob and I, you know, because they would like, when you sit at, this is at Benihana, so, you know, like there's usually like there's a part of a grill here and a grill here. They literally started flip-flopping us because they felt bad for the people with me. Yes. Bob Sanders to my back. So they're like, well, maybe you and Bob can trade off for a little bit. I'm like, well, this isn't really embarrassing, but whatever we got to do. These people made thousands of dollars. They don't want a little hack DJ.
Oh my!
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Wait,
they're like, oh, celebrities, and it's like, you know, look, they try and call us the guys that, you know, are on the air now, air talent. It's like like I'm Tom Brokaw or something. We're just radio disc jockeys. I mean, you gotta get over yourself. I'm an air talent. Oh.
I'm so talented. I went to college for this.
And I'm very talented on the air. So yeah, those are fun though. I used to love those. You know, you were working with Smiley back then, and we were just, I mean, God, all the cool guys that I looked up to in radio, like Jeff Pigeon from WIBC, legendary. You know,
Pidge.
He was there. I remember this well. We were doing this thing with him, and he was there. You were there. Everybody was there, and I was like, hey man, hey Jeff, what we go out and get a drink sometime, and he's like, we're drinking now.
Honestly, that was the only reason. I mean, obviously it wasn't for charity, so there was the, you know, helping children that was good, but also then you got to be, there was like a little like green room area where we finally got to see each other, because when you work all these weird hours in radio and even the TV people, like nobody sees each other. So it was this reason for us to get together. But in response to your question earlier, Johna, yes, we actually made the food.
Yeah, I burned myself like every time. They go, don't touch the thing. And I go, I didn't. I'm still hot. I'm burnt. And it's like, it ain't as easy as it looks. You're not. I
would have paid money to see KJ do some Benihana stuff.
Me too.
I would have paid money for that.
I would like to just have her be my cook tonight and, you know, see if she can pick one of those spatulas and pop one of those shrimp in.
Oh my God. And I would get so mad because Smiley could actually do that, and he could do the onion tower, and I'm like, quit showing me up, dude. Like,
he's too slick. I'm over that guy. You know, he's too cool. He's too cool for the room. You know,
he's the real air talent, right?
Actually, yeah. So like me, I just owned a bunch of rock and roll records back in the day, and I know all about the guys, and I talk about them on the air. Smiley's like a guy. He's like a talent. He's a real thing. Right. You know, he's a real morning show host. I did morning for like 18 years, but I don't know anything about Bob Seger records. You know, that's all I know. That's my whole thing. Pop culture, you guys are talking out there. I don't know any of these people you were talking about. I just know when and where Bob Seger's live album was recorded and Cheap Tricks, and so that's all I got.
You are one of the few human almanacs I've ever met, Don. Really and truly.
I appreciate it. I love your shirt, by the way.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah,
I know, right? Got the Ludwig with the Pisces behind me, too, so we're good.
That was like a different language.
I didn't know.
Yeah, look how neat your studio is. I'm sorry. Look how
What's
neat your
that?
studio is, and look at mine. It's just this is a blank audition wall. This is
Well,
when you
yeah,
get-
and
when you
speaking
get an
of
audition,
radio,
yeah, all they want is this thing behind you, so they can see every one of your flaws. Did you
right?
see that? Did you see that? That thing right there? That's no good. Yeah. So my studio's got nothing in it. It's terrible.
Well, and speaking of radio, like behind is all of well, actually we had to purge a lot. We've done a couple purges in the house, but these are some of the kept
We had to purge
autographs.
some of my autographs. though.
Yes, but there's
That's
some of the
famous
kept
people.
autographs from her radio days. Like even Jack Wagner is on the wall. So it's pretty awesome.
Man, our autographs are different. I got autographs too, but they're Alice Cooper and Rob Halford from Priest and stuff like
Nice.
that. You know, well, you guys have cool ones too. I worked at WZPL for, I don't know, it was from 88 to maybe almost 90. I was doing weekend overnights, and I was, I don't know if KJ, you don't think you were there, but I was working with Jeff Lewis. Jeff Lewis is the night guy, 7 p.m. to midnight weekdays, and so my job, mainly meant to do all of his production, answer his phones, and make sure he's got pot. That was my whole gig. Freaking dream job,
Right?
I mean, I did that for KJ minus the last thing.
Yeah, with her it was cocaine, but who's counting, right?
Yeah,
I did all of that for KJ.
Why do you think she stays so positive all the time?
I
No, I'm just kidding.
And this
She's a
chick is
morning
freaking
person for some
up
reason.
all the time.
Man, I have been so afraid to do drugs my whole life. I wish I had some cool stories. I'm
You
like,
never did
I would-
any?
I would be the person who would, like try it once and then get busted and make the news. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel. Like so I'm,
Well, Yeah. To make a public service announcement out of the whole thing, I've done every drug that you can imagine. And this, 70s into the 80s, into the 90s, about middle 1996 or so. All that's gone. I do drink a lot of expensive scotch, but aside from that, there's no more of that. And Cuban cigars. But they would tell you back in the day when I was younger, they say, hey, one hit of this stuff and you could die. And it was all, we all knew back then. Can we cuss on the show? It was all BS. It was all BS. And they were telling you, it's like, yeah, I don't think that's true. Today, it is true. I've had I've had I don't know, maybe 7-8 people over the last 10 years just do one hit. And these aren't amateurs, they do things. So they know what they can take and how to work it and all that. One hit and they're dead. They're cutting them with everything. And it's just so, I would, if you're going to start your drug career, I would have done it back in the 70s and 80s. Today, don't do it.
Honestly.
Invest all your money in Glenlivet 12 Scotch and good cigars.
Macallan 18. Macallan 18 is a good one
Macallan
to keep in.
Dude,
Yes.
really?
Yeah.
When are we getting
100%.
together?
Hey, anytime, brother. I got that and Irish whiskeys. I've got you covered, brother.
I have a humidor full of Monte Cristo 12s from Havana.
Ooh,
Yep.
You are speaking my language, my friend.
Right.
Let's do this.
definitely not mine.
That's my love language.
As the athletes today say, let's go.
Did they not say that back in the day?
Right. Well, maybe we'll be an NGUS studio. Can we smoke in there? I don't think it doesn't look like it. Your place looks too nice to smoke inside. In here, who cares?
Oh man, honestly,
Man.
the amount of times that people have assumed I'm on drugs or some story has gotten back to me that someone was like, she was totally coked up. And I'm like, this is who I am. Like, I can't even imagine if you put me on some drugs. Like, that would be terrifying.
I would have to push you down a couple
And
times.
I'm
don't need
going
any
to tell you
more
right
of
now.
this.
Yeah, after her and I have been together for almost 22 years now. And I couldn't imagine that happening, anything like that, because I honestly would have to drown her in our pond if that were the case. Because I mean,
so dark.
I know, right? Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Positive Vibe Show. That's my bad.
Positive vibes.
You would let her go for a nice swim in the pond. In the
Yes. With she in a weighted vest.
You can drown her in the pond as long as it's deep enough. I mean, all those guys they buried out in Vegas, and now that lake's empty. This is like 45, 50 years ago. So you'll be gone by then. You
Yeah,
get away with
exactly. Yeah,
Well,
totally
I
fine.
appreciate you guys plotting out how to kill me and not get.
Oh no, we're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
drink some good scotch, play some music, and we'll be
Yes.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. After
Yeah.
reviewing the tapes, the investigators have upgraded Patch's status from person of interest to suspect.
Listen, whatever happens, please keep feeding my cats the finest food. Thank you.
They need all the fancy
They
feast.
do.
Okay?
Yes, they do.
really do. They need all the help.
Yep,
they
all
can get.
grain free, all everything. So yes.
Oh, and Johna's shirt. Everybody's got cool shirts. I don't got nothing on tonight. The
Thank
Backstreet
you.
Boys. That's cool too.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So I
I'm
live in
not cool,
concert
Don.
shirts. What do you? No,
it's-
yours is good too. Yours is good.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, mine is from when we went last month.
Was it August, July, whenever the Backstreet Boys were here?
It
We
was
just-
July.
yeah.
It was like
You went
2
to the
months ago.
Backstreet Boys and saw them live?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I
Oh.
could do that.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
fun.
you do.
Fun. They're a good time.
No,
You
yeah,
can
They-
that'd be
totally
fun.
do it now. It's definitely Backstreet Boys in their 40s now.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
good.
Yeah, it's great.
They don't even
Yeah,
do
a guy
full
like me
rotations
walking
and their
around.
spins.
Yeah.
Guy like me walking around the Backstreet Boys, and there's a bunch of 15-year-old girls there. That's like, I mean, the
There's
cops are
not
like,
a lot of 15-year-old girls there. I will tell you that right now.
No, Don, we
they're
got
all
it.
old now, huh?
it's saucy divorced women.
Yeah. It's like people like my age, like 27 and up. That's where Backstreet Boys are. at
Okay,
right now.
okay. You know
Yeah.
what? I myself, I've been, in rock and just been a musician since the 70s, and that's my whole thing. I never saw a concert in my life that wasn't, Foghat or Zeppelin or somebody like that. About 2 years ago, well, I guess 3 years ago, it'd be pre-COVID now. I'm in Chicago, and so right down the street, I mean, I can look out my window and see it. There's a Chicago theater, and everybody comes here. I mean, it's not
Oh,
like
God, yeah.
Indianapolis, where once in a blue moon on a Saturday you get somebody great. It's here, and you're not downgrading Indianapolis. I'm just saying,
Right.
they consider us a flyover town, and I'm from there. If there's a great band in Indianapolis, they stop to get gas in between, Detroit
Yeah.
and Chicago or something.
Right.
It's like,
Um,
yeah.
Not wrong.
But everybody has been here. So I saw Madonna. I've never seen a concert like this. I've never gone to any type pop show in my life.
Mhm.
She was freaking great. And I can't go out and have any credibility going on Q95 every night at weeknights at 7 on Q95. I can't go on and go, oh, that Madonna show. So I couldn't believe how great it was. And
Listen.
but she was just so terrific. And then we saw, who was it? A very Manilow Christmas this past December.
No.
I bet that
And I
was
found
great.
out something about myself that night. I am not emotionally stable enough to get through an entire Barry Manilow concert without losing my grip on my emotions.
Oh
I mean-
my God, that is awesome.
When was the first time you cried? When did you finally give up?
Looks like we made it. And that was like the first day of the show. There was a 3-day stand. We got in there on that first day, and then the next 2 days were canceled because everybody in the band and everybody had COVID, and they shut the whole thing down. We almost didn't go. And so I was so glad I
Wow.
did, because, oh my God, the guy's like a miracle. Hit
Yeah.
after hit after hit after hit after hit.
Oh
And I
my
won't be
God.
talking about that on Q95 tonight. Barry Manilow.
Yeah, that was me the first time we went to Paul McCartney. I mean, I'm
Oh,
surprised.
100%. 100%.
I'm surprised they
That's
didn't
my
like
bucket
pull me.
list.
I'm surprised they didn't
You've
pull
never
me
seen
out of the
McCartney?
crowd.
Nope, I've never
Don!
done it.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna make
Oh,
it happen.
God.
I know.
Don, it's I don't even care where he plays Destination. I've seen him
Yeah.
several times now. I
Yeah.
mean, like, it's still, I mean, people, I mean, like, he is the living legend
Oh, dude,
of rock and roll,
Yeah.
right?
there's
but
nothing.
it-
There's nothing bigger. Nothing bigger.
It is,
and he's
a
so
s-
nice.
He is,
Yes.
and everybody, like, and especially now all the celebrities have podcasts, and especially
Yeah.
who am I thinking? Fly on the Wall with Dana Carvey and David Spade.
Yeah.
They talk, like Dana Carvey he lived with Lorne Michaels and basically Paul McCartney, like, before he started on Saturday Night Live, and hearing the stories about how sweet and nice he is. I will tell you, going to a McCartney concert it's a spiritual experience.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I wouldn't
I
have
can't
doubted
believe
it.
you
all.
haven't been. Don, the next time Paul
I would've
McCartney's
lost money.
around, I want to take you to Paul McCartney. We will do this.
That is a freaking date. And
Yep.
I'm going to call my
I
lawyer.
didn't say you could
and
go,
he's going to send you
Patches.
some paperwork.
Oi!
And we're going to
It's
get this
just
in
KJ
writing.
and Don.
The
No
next
pet.
time,
Patches,
well, I don't
we can
care
hang
where
out.
he is. This is
Right?
I don't know why I've done this. I don't know why I've let it go so long because this is my guy. And I've heard, well, he doesn't sing as good as he used to. I don't care if Paul McCartney's up there banging on trash cans. If he's, I don't care. It's Paul McCartney. I mean, on this earth, if it was, let's say, Mick Jagger was going to sit down with a guitar, do a solo concert for you, or Paul McCartney, who would you pick? Paul McCartney. There's
Yeah.
no
100%.
there's no
No
bigger-
disrespect to Jagger and the Stones.
No, of
but
course not. No, of course not.
but
They're great.
yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
what's really amazing, Don, is that everybody else in his band takes a break. He never stops.
Nope.
He's standing the entire time. He's playing the entire time. Like it's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll get on the
he
piano,
still
grab an
gives.
acoustic, grab a mandolin, grab a
Yeah.
ukulele, like do his
Like-
thing.
He and I do meat free Mondays with Paul. Paul is meat free Monday, and so I don't eat very much meat anyway. My wife's a lifelong vegetarian, like the real deal, not fashionable. Oh, fur. Oh God, no. She's since like 11, meat has repulsed her, and so suddenly after we've been living together for a long time, there's not any meat in the house here. She don't mind, but if it's here, it's here. And if it's here, I bought it. I don't go to the grocery store, so it's never here anymore. Suddenly I realized I was eating meat 3 times a day. And then suddenly I realized 3 or 4 years later that I'm eating meat a couple times a week and I didn't even miss it. And so I really don't eat that much meat anymore. And so I was like, I'm going to do meat free Monday with Paul. And I like it when I post it. So all the people that like me are in Indiana. So I post that. They're like, get the frack out of here. What about my sausages and my bacon and all that?
Right?
The
Hey, Don,
pork
if you're-
tenderloin.
Yeah, Don, you're in Chicago. You gotta say it proper. It's sausage. It's not sausage. It's
That's right.
sausage.
Hey,
Come on.
You know something else about that? In Indiana, people want pepperoni on their pizzas. That's a thing.
Mhm.
In Chicago, I didn't get this, but Gunner, I work with on the air with Stuck and Gunner, and we do the great interview show. He's going, oh, it's all sausage in Chicago, and so I come up here. I've been up here like 4 years now. The sausage is like from heaven.
It
You
is.
don't even think about the pepperoni anymore.
It
yeah,
is.
Yeah, I never in Indiana have I ever seen a grown man eat hot dogs on a regular basis. Unless it's like Labor Day and you're grilling, or it's a Colts game.
Tailgate or something.
Yes,
Yep.
Exactly. Up here, it's on the menu. Everybody's eating them
Yep.
all day long, but they're so good. The Viennas,
Oh
Yes,
God, yeah.
yes.
As a matter of fact, we actually had Vienna's last night for
We
dinner,
did.
KJ and
We
I.
did. Patches,
Yeah,
Patches
we did.
made grilled Viennas
Yeah, I'm
last
a
night.
region rat anyway, so I spent a lot of formative years
Yeah.
in Chicago. So
Yeah.
I'm 100%. That is my culture. That
You know what I'm
those
talking
are
about.
my people.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am born
So
and
yeah,
raised.
when you see grown men eating hot dogs for dinner,
Yeah.
it's like they let the kids that are 12 years old without the parents around just fix and figure out whatever they want to eat.
Oh,
Yes,
dude,
hot
I was-
dogs and cake.
Right, dude. I was boiling hot dogs for myself when I was like 9 or 8 or 7 or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just like you just like, all right, you hungry? Get a dag.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Get
Yeah.
a dag.
Get a
Oh,
dag.
wow.
Get a dag.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Or
Yeah.
it depends on which suburb. It's either a dog or a dag. So
Dag.
yeah, it's like, hey, get a dag.
Dag.
It's fine.
So,
Yeah.
I
Some of the
want,
stuff that I've done, I'm sorry, I went with the acting stuff.
Oh,
They've
you're
said,
good.
so you live in Chicago, can we get that accent? And I go, well, which one? It's a big town and there's like 4
Right.
different accents.
yeah.
And one of them, the one that says dag, is kind of like a foreign language. I'm sorry, Katie.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no. Actually, that was kind of what I wanted to transition into, is that you are in Chicago and you're you're an incredible actor. You're getting roles. You're on Chicago Med, which premieres tonight. Like, we got to
Yeah.
get the show wrapped up before 8 o'clock so everybody can go watch Chicago Med.
Right?
Can you tell us, how did you just kind of decide, like, I've always wanted to act, I'm going to Chicago, I'm going to try this thing out?
Yeah, that's not how it happened, but I've always wanted to act. And so
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know. It was about 15 years ago. And I was like, man, I just, I want to do this. I did a little bit like in junior high. And so we moved to Chicago, and to be a broadcaster up here, I do a lot of traffic reports and stuff for XM Sirius and all the stations that are here in Chicago and in Minneapolis and Milwaukee. I can't, they say you don't know how rich you are if you know how much money you have. So I don't know how well I'm doing career wise because I don't know how many radio stations I'm on. So I think that's a good thing. But
Ooh,
anyway,
yes.
I have no idea how many radio stations I'm on. I just know it's going out there. St. Louis and Minneapolis and Milwaukee and Dallas. And anyway, it's fun. But back to the point, there was when you come up here and you're a Chicago broadcaster or you're going to broadcast in Chicago, you have to join the Screen Actors Guild. And it's very expensive, but when they hire you and you resist coming up and they want you to come up, they go, well, we'll pay your Screen Actor stuff. And it's like, that's all I wanted anyway.
Work smarter, not harder. Good job.
This job, God. I mean, seriously. But so now you're in the Screen Actors Guild, and one of the greatest things about the Screen Actors Guild is every year you get sent the top movies that were released last year, and for our consideration to vote on it every year. So every big movie that's got Oscar possibilities is just sent to your mailbox, and you just oh God, I know.
We got to move this show to Chicago,
right?
You're not going to hear any argument. I'm just saying, flat out.
Yeah. Well, anyway, long story short, with being in SAG, opportunities open. And, I've been in, I started doing some acting in some, smaller films and stuff back in the day, a long time ago. And, Mike, look at me. So my casting was thug, scary guy at the funeral, thug. So and that, yeah, it's just I get a Charles Manson. I didn't know they let Charles Manson out. I thought he died. Yeah, it's like, all right, look, I might look like Charles Manson, but I don't act like him. So just give me a break here, okay? So, long story short, these things started to come up. I really decided to take a swing at it a couple of years ago, and I devoted practically every minute of my off-air time to this, and I just kept at it and sending, the casting calls come out, I send my stuff in, nobody says anything, then all of a sudden I'm in over here, then I'm in over there, and all of a sudden they like me because I follow the rules and don't show up drunk very often, and and so the Chicago PD, Chicago Med, and Chicago Fire, which I've not been able to break into yet. I've got Chicago Med and PD, but not Fire. They're not letting me.
It's so good. Chicago Fire is such a good show.
I know,
I love it.
So much. I do too. Yeah. So, but there's an extensive group of background actors, and so you start going in, you do some background work, and then they go, well, hey. You know what? And now I've gotten, perp at the police station, and now I've gotten, I'm an undercover narcotics agent on PD and sometimes Med, and so it's great. And I got in that way, and since then, once those NBC credits start rolling up on your resume when you're doing casting calls, all of a sudden they're booking you for more and more and more. And I found a niche with the mafia stuff, which I'll just tell you, this is like my dream come true, to be in some mafia movie. And these guys like me as a tough guy. I got this. You probably read it. I got a casting call. I got 3 different interviews or offers to audition for role of short, round, I think they said rotund, short, rotund, mafia tough guy. And I was like, okay. Yes! And I said, I was like, okay. And I said, so I pull this hair back and I don't look like Charles Manson anymore. I put a cigar in my mouth and I'm like, what the hell? What do you want from me? And there we are. And there we are. And
at this point, you're good being typecasted, right?
I would do mafia bad guy, tough guy movies the rest of my life. I'm fine.
That is
you know what though? The other thing is, I either get that it's either bad guys or priests. I've had a couple of priest things where I'm a really good guy, and then a couple of bad priests. A couple of cult kind of guys.
Priest.
There we are. Yeah, there we are.
Was that a good priest or a bad priest there?
That's a not so great priest. That's more of that's a David Koresh with better hair.
Okay, first of all, you can tell he's a bad priest because he's actually wearing his rosary. You don't wear a rosary.
Yep.
Well, Don, I wish we had more time. We're gonna just have to have you back.
I'd love to come back. This is fun. I just love it. I just do. I really love it. I love connecting with Indy. I've got a couple of. It looks like we're going to do an entire tour of Indiana, a theater tour, maybe 500 seat theaters with the Don Stuck Band, starting on New Year's Eve. And I wish I could tell you because I can't at the moment, but it's a really cool lineup. It's a really legendary lineup with me, and God, I just want to say it, but I can't.
Well, when you're ready to announce it,
just come back.
Come back.
Yep.
Well, you know
please.
what? The announcement is next Friday.
Okay. We'll come back the Wednesday after.
Yeah.
2
You're
weeks
trying,
from
you're
tonight.
trying to get me off here, but we're gonna go. We're gonna go around all over the state and do these little 300 to 500 seat theaters, and it's all ages. It's not like it's a kid show, but it's I think like on New Year's Eve, if you're a parent and you have kids that are like 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, then come in. There's a big balloon drop, and it's like a big shebang on New
that's
Year's
awesome.
Eve.
Very
That's
cool.
Yeah, and so it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you when we get off the air. I'll tell you what's
Okay.
going
All
on.
right.
Perfect.
There's one really cool band, and then me.
Oh, I'm so excited. Well, listen, we got a lot to cover in the last part of the show. So if you
Yes.
decide you want to go and you don't want to hang out in the green room, I totally understand.
I have to because I'm actually still on the air right now.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
It's the magic of
that's
radio.
right.
I recorded a couple of them. Huh?
You go do your radio thing. It's been an honor to have you on the show,
Oh.
Don.
The honor's all mine. I appreciate it, and make sure you tell Kevin, get him a body bag.
All right, and remember this season as you are watching the Chicago shows that you will see Don Stuck.
Can't wait.
What is it? Chicago Med and Chicago PD. He's just got to hit Chicago Fire, and he's got the trifecta, right? Absolutely amazing. You guys, Don Stuck, he's on Q95.
The
as well.
legend, Don Stuck.
The man.
Yes.
The man. The legend.
All right. So we have Martin Kove coming up. We have
Hello, Martin.
Don't Screw the Crew coming up.
Yes.
And right now we have got to get you into what's poppin' in pop culture. The lightning round
Right.
with producer Johna.
Gosh, there's so many things happening currently.
All right.
All right. Well, let's start with Law and Order.
Oh my gosh.
Guys,
You're going to go right back to NBC tomorrow night is another big night.
tomorrow night is Law and Order SVU, and Law and Order Organized Crime 3-hour crossover event.
Nice.
And I'm literally so excited. I 100% cannot wait. It's Benson, Stabler, it's Jack McCoy, it's everybody. It's so great. I'm so happy. I'm so excited.
The only Law and Order I have ever seen was the first episode of SVU, and it like creeped me out. You know how I am with like real stuff that could happen. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just gonna get, assaulted every time I leave the dorm. I was in college at the time.
Me watching Criminal Minds, I'm just gonna get murdered every time.
Yeah, every time. So I was like, I don't think I'm gonna watch this anymore. So that's literally all I've ever seen of Law and Order is the first episode of SVU.
Love Law and Order.
All right, what else you got, Johna?
All right, and then what else do I have? Selena Gomez.
Yes.
Her show, which I didn't even know she had a cooking show on HBO,
I know.
is in its 4th season, and it's called Selena and Chef. And she is very happy because in her first season, she said she was a hot mess, but now she's doing better and her cooking is better.
Yeah.
She even got to do an episode with Gordon Ramsay.
Can you believe? I think it was like one of the first episodes that she did. I'm like, dude, you don't go right for Gordon Ramsay.
I'm like, bruh. I was like, Gordon Ramsay. I was like, was he nice? Now I have to like go watch it on HBO Max to see if
I know.
I mean, he's always like super nice anyway. 90%.
So she has that going on HBO Max. Only Murders in the Building has another season coming on Hulu, and then she has a documentary.
Yeah, she
coming
has
out,
a documentary coming out about like her life and all of the stuff that she's gone through over the past few years. So I'm like, oh, Selena, I just love you so much.
Yeah.
She's really grown since her relationship with the Biebs, and I'm very, very happy for her.
Yes, she has. And you got a little, we got a little bit of local celebrity pop culture.
Yes.
Tell us about the book that you're reading, Johna.
Okay, well.
So that I can play. Basically, I'm setting this up so that I can play.
So she can play this very aggressive
back
video.
the reel that Johna posted yesterday. That totally like
but I love you.
Blasted me.
I love you. I love you
So
much.
rude.
Okay,
So rude.
so last week on the show,
Set it up.
for some reason, I can't even tell you why we were talking. Oh, because you were talking about your book, and I said I want you to sign it, and I want a pun.
Yes.
And so
That's right. Patches will tell you more about my book in a moment.
yes, he will. And so I was like, oh, I actually had an author, write puns in these books that like I bought from him. And KJ was like, I don't think so. And I was like, oh, excuse me.
Oh, she was.
I said, yes, that happened. So when I got home yesterday, I was like, I'm going to make this real so everybody doesn't think that I'm a liar. And so I made this reel that KJ is going to show you guys.
Let's just go right
all of the motorcycle
to the
puns.
reel.
So here they are. And I'm going to show you guys all the puns and read them to you. That way KJ doesn't think that I'm a liar. So the first one says, to Johna, enjoy the read, aka enjoy the ride. Number 1. Thank you very much. KJ, doubting me. How dare she? The next one says, to Johna, read hard. Get it? Because ride hard. Because motorcycles. Get it? Ha ha ha. KJ. This is a very aggressive video towards KJ, and I'm very sorry. Okay. And then this one says, to Johna, read safe. Like ride safe. So, just in case you guys didn't believe me, they're all here on my bookshelf, just vibing with all the rest of my book series that I have. And
take that. That was very aggressive.
I'm sorry, I had just gotten off work and I had been there by myself all day, so I was like,
very, very aggressive.
But hey, more good news with that. The author actually reached out to me and offered to send me the 4th book in that book series.
Well, he's never going to send me a book after seeing these, like, screw this KJ girl. Well, she's rude.
Everyone knows that I love you the most, though.
Come on, I've got my book is going to be coming out. So yes. I got to get in with this cool guy. He's from Indianapolis. He's a big author. Charles Kelly is his name. He went to Ball State. He lives here in Indianapolis. Could you put in a good word for me?
I will. I will put in a good word for you.
Thank you. Let him know that was all for show.
For show. I actually love her very much.
All right. Coming up, we have, I know you've been waiting for it. We all love Martin Kove. It says coming up later. It's actually not much later. It is coming up next after Patches tells you a little bit about some of our fabulous sponsors, including PopCon, and also, we've got Wellbeing Fest to tell you about as well. Patches, take it away.
Well, guys, the KJ Today Show, as always, is brought to you by PopCon, Indy's annual premier pop culture experience. Follow PopCon on Facebook for exciting news coming very soon about PopCon 2023, guys.
Thanks,
Super
Patches.
excited.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Now, can you tell us about the buy one, get one deal that we are announcing for Indy Holistic Hub, please?
Of course I can, because also the KJ Today Show is brought to you by the Indy Holistic Hub. And yes, like KJ said, we have a very special offer for the KJ crew. That's crew with a K. Buy one, get one tickets, guys, to Wellbeing Fest on Sunday, November 13th, presented by Health and Wellness of Carmel. Not Camel, of Carmel. All you have to do is very simple. Just go to the website and use promo code KJ Show.
KJ Show 2022. I think I put it in the script.
That was not on the script.
KJ Show 2022. All right. Thank you, Patches. Coming up,
diva over there.
Coming up, don't screw the crew. But first, the new season of Cobra Kai
is number 1 on Netflix.
Thank you for checking in, Sarah, crew number 39. Remember, check in with your crew number. And if you don't have one yet, we can't play this game for you if we don't know who you are. So sign up, kjcrew.com. By the way, there were a couple of people who were having trouble with the form. So if you go to kjcrew.com now, there's a way to email instead of fill out the form. So if you haven't been able to sign up, try again. I've made it easy. I've made it even easier for you to become a part of the crew.
So funny.
All right. Cobra Kai trending number 1 in its 5th season. I had a chance
and they pump those seasons out.
They do.
They are like
They do.
Quick succession.
I haven't had a chance to catch up on it, but I've heard everyone is talking about the end of this one. Like,
Ooh.
there has to be another season. There has to be another season.
Ooh.
So when I was talking to Martin, we were in, this was season 3, which was like, a blink ago, right? Because they keep like putting these out so quickly. And that, the first thing, obviously, I think everybody kind of wanted to know as word got out that Cobra Kai was, becoming a thing, was like, how did Karate Kid become relevant again? Like, what was the conversation that brought you back? What was it like for you when you first got the call about, we're thinking about bringing Cobra Kai back? Who was it that called you, and what were your thoughts?
I spoke to one of the writers named Josh Heald, and Josh and I, we had, I think the three of us, we met in a restaurant in Los Angeles, and they told me about what they wanted to do. And I liked it. They were very persuasive, but they knew their stuff. They knew the Karate Kid movies. They knew our characters, and they were going to develop. The things I was interested in was I wanted backstories. I wanted Vietnam. I wanted to find out, so the audience could find out why this guy was such a beast. And he was, one-dimensional in those movies. It was black hats and white hats. Now, these, nobody could foresee how well these people would write. And everything they write is multifaceted. It's all gray. The characters are gray. They have problems. People identify with the problems. It's different than the movies in the 80s.
And a lot of the questions that we had come in from the Kinda Nerdy Network, which please join, kindanerdynetwork.com, free Facebook group where we nerd out about things like Cobra Kai. Thank you.
Sure.
Was, about the other characters. And, it was unexpected to feel like, wait a second, maybe I don't know who the bad guy is in all of this.
Yeah, it really does. Because you see, of course, in the last 5 years, you hear the dialogue of Daniel use an illegal kick called the crane kick. And Ralph is great. Ralph is not the white hat anymore, which is very interesting for people, and Billy is, irreverent and belligerent, but he's funny doing it because he's had a horrible 10 years, 20 years since he had a job, and it's really fascinating to see where they go back to. And they always seem to go back to areas that are legitimate. That when they went back with me in the men's shelter, and I had that scene with Billy telling him how rough it was for me, it's legitimate. People have many times on top of their game, and then it goes down, and then they just have to pick themselves up again. So I think it's great. I think it's just great to know these stories.
And at the time when we talked, it was the season where the flashbacks were going with his son being a part of the show. His actual son was in the show. So, of course,
as a young Martin, which looks so much like him.
Right. And that's what they were like. We need someone who looks like you. And he's like, I got a guy. How was it for you to have your son, Jesse, in the flashbacks in season 3? Were you able to be on set when he was playing his parts?
Oh, yeah. He auditioned. He was the only one who auditioned, but they wanted to audition him, and he was wonderful. And he did a good job, and I walked on the set, and it was the diner scene, and I wasn't working that day. And as soon as I walked in, I didn't even get a chance to say hello or how is he doing or whatever. The writers pulled me aside as soon as I walked in the diner, and they said, he's killing it. He's killing it, Martin, And it made me feel so good because I've seen the scene many times. And, he's really, really good. He wishes he played Barrett's part, but, they wanted someone who looked more like me and as young Kreese. And he's so happy to be part of the legacy of the show. And they love him so much, the writers. They'll write something else for him. But, my son and I have done a lot of movies together, and he's very formidable as an actor. But his love to be part of this game, the legacy of Karate Kid, is huge. Really huge.
Was there a time where you sat your son, Jesse, down and said, hey, kid, you need to watch this thing that I did?
That's a very interesting question. I think it was very creative, and it was always into cinema. I can remember from the years 10 years old. So I think he saw the movie, during that period of time, because at that time, I think we were all just doing autograph shows. That was it. There was a period of time where, you do the autograph shows, and that was the only reference, because movies don't get re-released in theaters very often. You watch them all on cable.
Yep.
And then, of course, streaming. And I think that's how he saw it. But I would always ask, he would always come to me and ask about these characters. And he would be fascinated by that. Daddy is such a bad guy. Daddy is such a bad guy, And I said he wasn't the villain, Jesse. He's just a bit misunderstood. That's all.
How sweet, right?
He was like, he actually didn't want the part playing young me, but that's what he got because he looks like me.
Yeah. And Jim says they have convinced me that Daniel was the bully in the original series of the movies. It makes you rethink everything.
Yeah. I mean, lots of shows will do that to you. I mean, Sarah had even posted in the chat. She was like, it's just like watching Lucifer. Like, Lucifer is like a bad guy, but it's like, he has feelings, like he's got a pretty tragic backstory,
I do think that it is, incredible that the writers were able to take this thing that we love so much, that was so iconic from the 80s, that, like Martin said, was very cut and dry, right? These were not deep characters.
Yeah.
And to be able to write these backstories that fit, that don't change what we know from the original movies, it just deepens the understanding of what was going on for everybody. And it gives you that no matter what is going on in a conversation you're having, a relationship you're having, there's always more than you realize when you're talking to someone.
100%.
There's always more going on. And I think that that's really what they've captured in Cobra Kai. That is on the YouTube channel. If you want to hear the rest of the interview, you just go to youtube.com/KJ Today. All the celebrity interviews that we do, all of the KJ Today shows, all of the other 20 KJ Today shows, because this is 21, you can catch up on the first season with us.
The first, oh wow, are we going to have our season finale?
I think so. I think there will be
like 22, like Supernatural have like 22 episodes, and then it's like, all right, wait for season 2.
Yeah.
For like
we'll have a big cliffhanger at the end. Like, we'll fight about something. It'll be like, dun, dun, dun.
And then the next week, it's like season 2.
We talk a lot about the KJ crew on the show before we get into playing Don't Screw the Crew, and we have the Pet of the Week coming up. I do want to remind you that if you would like to be the first to get a copy of my new book, Raised by Cats, Behind the Mic and the Meows, please sign up at kjcrew.com, because you on the crew are going to have first dibs. And I'm not Oprah. I can only do so many books, right? So it's like a limited amount of books. I'm going to sign everyone that is in the pre-order. So I want to write a little note to anybody who supports me and gets this book. So sign up for kjcrew.com.
Can't wait for my cat pun.
And remember, if you sign up for kjcrew.com, we might be playing, say it with me, Johna, Don't Screw the Crew. Maybe we'll be playing it for you someday. Tonight.
With the rhyme.
I know. Tonight we are playing for our buddy Kevin Mitchell. Kevin, yes. Kevin is crew number 48, and we appreciate Kevin being here with us. If he wins, he's going to get some merch. But first, I need Johna and Patches to get the trivia questions right. Oh, by the way, next week on the show, Bill Nye and executive producer Brandon Braga talking about The End Is Nigh, and also local celebrity Rafael Sanchez.
Woo!
Yay!
So exciting.
All right.
I wonder if we'll have flowers for you.
You know what? They were asking.
We'll get
me,
into that.
Well, I did get a question from his producer. Like, is he supposed to come to your home for this? I'm gonna give him a link to log in. Like, I guess if he wants to show up, when he would come into the Smiley Show over the years, Rafael Sanchez, like the nicest guy in the world from WRTV. You know him as he's been the investigative guy, and now he's an anchor. And he would always bring me flowers when he came in to visit. He was so sweet. I always got flowers from Raphael. So, I mean, I guess if we were going to have somebody, come sit in the studio with us, I would say Raphael, because I know he'll bring me flowers.
True. We also know he's not allergic to cats, I think. So, like,
right?
So, I mean, he's been around Grayson, though, right?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. No,
well, I don't know what's happening.
That's okay, Johna. It's okay.
My brain's not working.
What's happening right now is you need to get your brain together because it is time to play. Say it with me. Don't screw the crew. Okay.
You ultimately will. I'm very sorry.
All right, Patches, get in here. It's time for us to play. I'm gonna ask you the first question, Patches, because I believe I asked Johna first last week. So
I try and block those things
right.
out.
There's no question about the thyroid. For those of you who are wondering, the thyroid is in your throat. It is not in your thigh. Thank you. You learned something by watching this show. All right, producer Patches. We have three questions.
We got this, Patches.
You must get 2 out of 3 correct so that Kevin can win. Let's go! We need some sound effects, but I don't have any yet because we don't have a budget for that. So
y'all ready for this? Oh no, they're ready for that.
We're ready for that. Okay, Patches. Drum roll. Question number 1. Category: Indiana.
Ooh.
Where did David Letterman go to college?
Ball State University. Come on.
Yay! Thank you.
I'm sad that wasn't my question. I love David Letterman.
All right, producer Johna. Question number 2. The category is measurements.
Oh God. Not math.
How many ounces are there in a pint?
Oh God.
How many ounces are there in a pint, Johna?
No,
4,
wait, I don't know.
3, 2, 1.
I don't know. You guys know I'm so bad at math.
Can I steal the question
I
just
don't
to
even
guarantee we have a win?
You can't steal the question.
Oh,
Damn.
that's not fair.
But you guys get to work together on the third question.
Can you tell me what the answer is, though?
Yes, the answer is 16.
16 ounces.
Oh my God, I was gonna say 16.
You could have just said it.
I was between like 16 and 32, and I couldn't decide. It's I'm sorry, Kevin.
All right, poor Kevin, man. It all comes down to this.
I'll buy you something, Kevin.
Look at Kevin. He loves his child. He's got a Batman shirt on.
They have cute little hats.
He loves the world. And
he loves the world.
And we are the world. And we got to get this one right.
Kevin's a good dude.
So that
he's part of the PopCon family as well. I believe.
Don't screw the crew. Okay,
Patches,
here we go.
We got this.
Question number 3.
Right, come on.
Question number 3. Category is movies.
Ooh.
What actress do the movies When Harry Met Sally and You've Got Mail have in common?
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
Nice! Congratulations! All right, Kevin, you will be getting some fabulous merch from the KJ Today show.
2-0, baby.
Yes, woo! 2-0. It's the Positive Vibes Only line. It just came out. KJTodayShop.com. If you'd like to get some Positive Vibes merch, Kevin is going to get one of our Positive Vibes Only coffee mugs. So
And plus, you'll also receive exclusive behind the scenes and pop culture updates for crew members only if you sign up at kjcrew.com.
You tell me.
Thank you, Patches. Thank you so much.
Buy that sweatshirt because it's hoodie season.
I know. Actually, you know what? Why don't I just buy myself a sweatshirt because you're going to end up taking it?
You
That
know
is
what? You're
usually
right.
what happens.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I still have my
So-
cancer sucks one too. Honestly. It's great.
You mean Patch's cancer sucks?
Yes.
No, it's mine because he gave
No,
it
it's
to me.
hers. Yeah. Possession 9/10.
All right, guys. We always wrap up every show with the positive vibes of pets, and I am so excited this week to introduce you to our pet of the week, brought to you by Storms and Melodies Calming Remedies.
Aw.
Meet Woodstock. Woodstock is a Beagle Corgi mini poodle mix.
Dang.
That
my
is his
gosh.
smile. Did you see that face?
He looks so.
Look at how little
Oh,
he was.
look at the
He
little
doesn't
pup.
even look the same.
He changed so
Oh my
much, didn't he?
gosh.
Are you sure that's the same dog?
It is. That's one of the things she said. She said, obviously, he's playing with his bubbles here, which is one of his
No, those
favorite
are
things
ice cubes.
to do.
Look at
Dig
that.
and splash, jump and catch
Aw.
bubbles.
Oh.
And he also likes to look out the window on the back of the couch like a
Yeah.
cat. And that first that picture that you saw of him was, I'm going to go ahead and do this one more time.
Look how
Woodstock.
handsome.
He's so
He's only like, what'd you say, like a year?
Yeah.
And he's changed so much. That's
Oh
his
my
smiling
goodness.
picture.
He looks
He
ferocious.
smiles for the camera, and that's a Bentley, his little brother.
I do not believe that is the same.
Oh.
That is the
I want
same
every-
dog.
Every puppy needs to look like him.
I know,
Aw,
I know. So cute. By the way, we have some puppies that just came into Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary that actually do look an awful lot like that puppy. So if you're looking to
Stop
adopt,
it.
follow Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary on Facebook so you can see those puppies grow up and get ready for their adoption day. Thank you very much to Woodstock's mom, Sophie, who submitted the pet of the week. I'm going to be putting another post up asking for more pets. So make sure you follow me on Facebook so your pet can be in the spotlight
Gotta see
with us. Yes, facebook.com. Actually, that's incorrect now, Patches. It's I got to fix that. It's facebook.com/KJ Today Show.
Gasp.
I'm rebranding everything.
Or you could just go to kjtodayshow.com and find KJ in all the places and seeing all the stuff and things.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes.
What a good
And,
plug.
We'll simplify it for you.
thank you, Patches, because that's where you can find Facebook. You can find the YouTube. You can find,
Yep.
that's where you'll
The
find
Tweeter
my
box and the face
my
spaces and the yep.
all the good things. All right. And before we get to the end credits, a very quick tell me something good from the crew. If you got some good news, share it. Johna, you have some good news, right?
Sure do.
What you doing?
Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Driving to Florida.
Going on vacation.
Yes, I'm so excited. Don't come back till Monday.
I love it. And my good news, I don't even think I've told you this, Johna. On Friday, I get to go meet the new baby tiger cubs at the zoo.
No way.
Yes, I get to do a story on them for Pet Pals TV.
I can't wait. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
like
wait to
talk
see
with
it.
the expert and get to see the babies.
Oh
And
my
I guess one of the babies has been out a little bit, but the other two haven't been ready to go
Mhm.
out in public. So we're like, we're setting the little cubs free so that everybody can see them grow up, and I get to do a story on it.
cool.
Yes. So make sure you follow Pet Pals TV. I'll keep you posted on when that is going to air. This is kind of why I created the KJ Today Show, because if you follow me, I'm going a million miles a minute. I'm on Pet Pals, and I got Paranormal Crossroad that's on WRTV on Friday nights, and
She's
I'm
always doing
got the
stuff.
Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. The KJ Today Show is the hub for all things. So
True.
I will always keep you updated on what's going on, and I always appreciate you being here with us. Producer Johna, you're amazing. Have a great
Aw,
vacation.
Thank you. I can't wait.
Don't
So
forget,
excited.
coming up right after the end credits, we'll get downstairs, we'll get dinner going, and we will go live on my Facebook page, which you can find. Just go to kjtodayshow.com and click Facebook.
Which Facebook is it? KJ McGlynn or KJ on air?
No, it's the KJ on air page.
KJ
It's
on
where
air
we go
page.
live.
There you go.
Yes. Yes, sir. End credits coming up for you, and then we'll go into the after show. Thank you for joining us. Sign up for the crew next week.
Thank you, Don
Bill-
Stuck.
Bill Nye and Brandon Brega, the executive producer of The End is Nigh, will be with us. The amazing Rafael Sanchez will be with us. And
Jam-packed.
thank you so much to Martin Kove, and thank you. Oh, my heart is so happy that I finally got to do a show with Don Stuck.
Yes.
He's a hero in my world. Thank you, Don Stuck, for being on the show. I am sure we will have him back, and I hope that we will have you back next Wednesday with us as well.